exponents, or some people call them indices, so same thing either way. Let's have a quick recap. So if we have an exponent or an index, what that means, so let's just write this out. So exponent or an index, it means we have something like this. So it could be a to the power of 3. Okay, so what we have in this situation is then we have a base number, which is a, and then we have our exponent or our index up here. We have 6 laws for exponents, so that is something that you would need to know. They always expect you to know these. We're going to use them. So as I go through them today, I'm going to write them in red so you know these are the laws. So let's jump straight into it. Hopefully you've seen this before. We are going to do these questions on the left here. So first of all, we have got a to the 2x times a to the 3x plus 1. The question here is simplify these expressions and make sure that we leave the answer with positive exponents. Okay, so to simplify these, we do need our index laws. So for this one, we need the law. I'm going to write it here. So if you have a, say a to the b times a to the m, like we have here, what you can do is you can just add the exponents, b plus m. Okay, so that is one of the index laws, one of the exponent laws. So we are going to use it in this case here. So we're going to say, well, instead of writing it like this, I could just write it next to each other. So 2x plus this exponent, 3x plus 1. And I can then simplify that at the top. So I can have a 2x plus 3x is 5x plus 1. And that is as far as I can go for that one. So that is my answer there. If we then look at the next question, which is C, we have got 3 to the 2x times 27 x minus 1, and we're dividing it by 9 to the 2x plus 2. Okay, it already is getting a lot more complicated because if they're in a fraction in here, what we have to do is we're just going to take it step by step. So if I see numbers like this, so here I've got a 3, I have a 27, I have a 9. These are all numbers which we can break down and make them 3 to the power of something. Okay, so for example, if we just look at 27 quick, so 27, we could say that's the same as 3 to the power of 3. Okay, because if I go 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 again, it's 27. So I'm going to replace wherever there's 27, I'm going to write this 3 to the power of 3. The same for the 9. So wherever there's 9, I'm going to write 3 to the power of 2. Okay, that's just something to keep in mind for these exponent ones. A lot of times, if they give us bigger numbers like this, we can break it down, rewrite it. So let's replace those numbers then. So I have 3 to the 2x, that's going to stay the same, times, instead of 27, I'm going to say 3 to the 3. And now just be careful, everything that was in the exponent has to be in brackets. Okay, and at the bottom, instead of 9, I'm going to say 3 to the 2. And again, I'm going to put everything else in brackets. Okay, so I know it doesn't seem like we've made it easier yet, but we are getting there. What we can then do is let's multiply out those brackets at the top. So we're going to have 3 to the 2x times 3 times x is 3x at the top, and 3 times minus 1 is minus 3. At the bottom, we're going to have 3 to the 2 times 2x is going to be 4x actually. Okay, so 2 times 2x is going to be 4x, and 2 times 2 is going to be 4. Okay, so it is getting to a point where it's going to be easier. Now we can use, at the top, we can use that law that we already wrote down. So let me just write it here just so we have it. So remember we said a to the b times a to the m. We can just add those exponents, b plus m. So that's what we're going to do at the top here. Okay, so at the top we're going to have 2x plus 3x minus 3. And at the bottom we still have this 4x plus 4. Okay, let's simplify the top. So at the top it's going to be 2x plus 3x is 5x minus 3. And at the bottom we still have this 4x plus 4. Okay, there is another law that we can use now. So if we are dividing numbers with exponents, there is another law. And let's write down this law. So if I had a to the m divided by a to the b, what I can do with the exponents then is I can subtract them. So I can say the top exponent take away the bottom exponent. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here in this one. So I'm going to say then 3 to the 5x minus 3, I'm going to subtract this bottom exponent now. So you subtract 4x plus 4. And so we are going to end up with, let me just write it on another line. I don't think I'm having enough space there. Okay, we're going to end up with 5x minus 3 minus 4x minus 4. Okay, then let's simplify that. So 5x minus 4x is just going to be 1x, or you can just write x. And minus 3 minus 4 is going to be minus 7. Yeah, that is right. And then just remember they said they want the answer with positive exponents, so now we're going to use another law here. This law is, well, two laws actually. So if I have a m, well, let's just do exactly what we have here. So this 3x minus 7, I can write that as 3 to the x times 3 to minus 7. Okay, so I can separate them like that, so that's fine. So that's what I'm going to do there. So that's just to keep in mind that's a law. And then another law is if I have 3 to the minus 7, I can rewrite that as 1 over 3 to the positive 7. Okay, so that's how I get my positive exponents. So in the end, instead of having this as our answer, we are going to have, our answer is going to be 3 to the x over 3 to the 7. And that is going to be our final answer there. Okay, we are going to do one more of these because they are quite long. Let's have a look at E then. Okay, so in E we have got really long, let's write this out and I'll make it a bit bigger. AB squared C 3 over A to the minus 1, B to the 4, C to the 3 times A minus 2, B to the 3, C to the 5 to the power of 0, A to the minus 1, B to the 4, C squared. Okay, so that's the one we're going to do here. I'm going to make it bigger so we can actually see what's going on. And I'm going to write out each of the laws that we use in red. So first of all, we are going to use a law with these brackets. So if I have a to the m in a bracket, like that, what I do then is I have to multiply the exponents. So it's going to be a m times n. Okay, so for this first bracket here, I'm going to multiply all of the exponents in here by 3, which means I'm going to have a, so here's a 1, so 1 times 3 is 3. B had a 2, so 2 times 3 is going to be 6. So I'm just going 2 times 3. And then I'm going C was a 1, so 1 times 3 is going to be 3. The bottom I'm going to keep the same for now, so minus 1, b to the 4, c to the 3. Then we are going to use the same rule for this one here. Well, in fact, I'm not. They're trying to make us do some work there. But what we're going to do for this bracket here, we are going to use a different law. So this law is anything to the power of 0 is just 1. So that means this whole bracket to the power of 0 just becomes 1. Okay, so here, this entire bracket to the power of 0 just becomes 1. That one they check a lot because they want you to do all that multiplying out, but actually you can just use that rule. So anything to the power of 0 just becomes 1, and the bottom is going to stay the same. C squared. Okay, then we are going to use some of the other laws. Well, let's multiply this out first, see what we get. So at the top, if I go the top times the top, okay, let's just circle this. So we're going to go 1 times that. I am obviously just going to get that. So A3, B6, C3. At the bottom now, we are going to use the laws. So we're going to go A minus 1. Let's circle this. Okay, so A to the minus 1 times A to the minus 1. What we are going to get is, remember, if we're multiplying like this, we can just add the exponents. So A minus 1 plus minus 1. Okay, so that's going to give us minus 1, so A minus 2. Okay, that's what's going to give us first. Then we're going to do the b's. So let's go b to the 4 times b to the 4. Remember, we can just add the exponents. So it's going to be b4 plus 4, which is going to be b to the 8. And then lastly, we're going to do the c's. So we got c cubed times c squared. C2 plus 3, which is going to be c to the 5. Okay, so it's already looking a lot better. Then we have to use the law that we used before. So if we are dividing exponents, remember, if I go am divided by ab, that means I'm going to subtract the exponents actually. So m minus b. So that is what I'm going to use now. So I'm going to then say a3, let's just write them next to each other then. So it's going to be I had a 3 at the top, and then minus 2. B, I had a 6 at the top, I'm going to minus the 8. C, I had a 3 at the top, and I'm going to minus the 5 from the bottom. Okay, let's simplify this then. So A is going to be 3 minus 2, that becomes 3 plus 2, so that's going to be 5. B, 6 minus 8 is minus 2, and C, 3 minus 5 is minus 2. And then remember, we have to leave our answer with positive exponents, so we are going to use that law that when we take something down, so like for this case, if I want b minus 2, I can rewrite that as 1 over b to the 2, and I can do the same for the c. So that means our final answer is going to be, let's write it down here, sorry, a to the 5 over these two. So b to the positive 2, c to the positive 2, because I can take them down, then they become positive. So that is our final answer there. I really hope this video helped. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'm going to be working through a few more exponents questions in another video. Thank you for watching.